Yeah, that's probably the right way to do it there, Tom. Come in with the festive music post-Florida State victory over Cal State Fullerton. For those of you just tuning in, hopping in your car on your way home, whatever it might be, to reiterate, we kind of did a oddity today. Broke in at 1 o'clock to do a pregame show leading up to the 2 o'clock first pitch, Florida State, Cal State Fullerton. Noles needing to win to survive and continue playing the College World Series. And now we break in at the conclusion of the game to announce that, in fact, they did. Florida State wins the game and does survive 6-4. And Florida State now will play Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. And for that, we should mention another watch party is set up. If that's your thing, certainly mine, come on by the Corner Pocket Bar and Grill and enjoy the Vegas Wall, the fine food, and the tasty beverages as we watch baseball again. And that's the good news. The team did come back with fight and once again got out to a lead in a game and then surrendered that lead. But this time around, their patience at the plate, time and again, really from the beginning of this game until the end of this game, leads to a victory. As, we mentioned in the pregame show, Tom, I love when things go right. I love when you can look for things with a team you don't typically play. And the truth is, I hadn't seen Cal State Fullerton this year in the regular season. I hadn't seen Cal State Fullerton other than watching them the other day against Oregon State, where they blew a 5-1 lead and lost 6-1 and walked 5 batters. And I said today on the pregame show that, well, if walks seem to be a problem for this pitching staff, we're not a good matchup for them. Now, we do certain things poorly as well, and certainly if you were coming at it from a Cal State Fullerton angle, you would attack our base running and you would attack our defense. But as far as approach at the plate, Florida State got Cal State Fullerton's starter in trouble right from the get-go in that he accumulated over 50 pitches through 2 innings, and I began to think good things were on the horizon for Florida State, and so it is that the Noles get this win. And now, it's always just a relief not to go 2-Q. Let's just face it. I mean, you're one of 7 teams that now remain. No matter what happens, you're not the first team out. No matter what happens, you're a team that is still around, and there's only 7 around. It's got a nice feel to it when you win a game out there and give yourself another opportunity.
Well, I think the way that this one went down, too, you're leading the whole way, or a good portion of the game, I should say, and then in a heartbeat, all of a sudden, Cal State Fullerton is winning this game 4-3 because of let's just say it is a 50-50 ball that Flowers looked like he was going to snag in left center field that goes down and hits the ground and goes for an RBI double for Fullerton.
Followed by a home run.
And that you're out of the inning if Flowers makes that catch. And then all of a sudden there's a blast to left field and you're down 4-3 and you're thinking, oh, man, just the way it happened to us on Saturday, don't do us like this again. The good news is you had more time to respond. The Noles responded right away, and they did so with the patience at the plate. Jackson Luke comes up to bat with runners on second and third, nobody out, that thanks to a double off the wall by Dylan Busby. Is actually caught by the Cal State Fullerton left fielder, but he bangs against the wall, and it jars the ball loose, hits the ground. They decide to intentionally walk Luke to load the bases. 2 more walks after that produced 2 runs for Florida State, so they take a 5-4 lead at that point.
All in all, it was an 8-walk day for Florida State. It's funny because it's got to be mentioned, and it ought to be mentioned. First of all, we talk about the approach at the plate being a more modern approach. Certainly, when you look at Florida State, they lead the country in walks. And they're going to make you throw strikes. And in the college game, I think that oftentimes that pays off. In the pros, there are guys that can paint the strike zone time and again, and maybe you have to adjust a little sooner or a little bit more frequently or change your approach. But patience at the plate is the approach for Florida State, and every year they're in the top 5, top 10 certainly, and on-base percentage, seemingly. And every year they're right there as a team that can lead the country in walks. And when you do that, you put pressure on pitchers, collegiate pitchers at that. You put pressure on bullpens. You put pressure on the defense. And you make teams make plays. And, again, we're talking about amateurs. We're talking about college players here, not pros. And that can oftentimes prove to be bountiful. And for Florida State, they worked 8 walks today and put themselves in a position to get a lead and also to get back the lead after giving it up because of that. And that approach, which can be criticized at times, also has to be recognize when it works, and it worked big time here. Again, it's interesting too. Wells drives in 2 runs today. I was happy for that kid to be able to do that because obviously nobody felt worse than he did the other night overrunning that ball out and right. Matt Henderson today, who had a problem in the field the other night, he or even in this game, ends up with 2 hits in this game. So bottom of the order, J.C. Flowers ends up on base with a walk as well. When you get down there, and that's an area where a lot of teams struggle, see the 7, 8, 9 guys, obviously not strong hitters. You need them to be able to flip the lineup. You need them to be able to get it back to the top. And those guys did a good job of that today. When you look at the base on balls and a couple of hits there from Wells and RBIs from a couple of hits from Henderson and the 2 RBIs from Wells.
Yeah, 6 through 8 provide 4 runs today. Mendoza hits the home run to right field that barely gets out. I mean, you know what? The wind was blowing out to center, or so they said, for this game, but you really wouldn't know it because there were a couple of tattooed balls that didn't leave the yard, or when Mendoza hit his, it just barely left the yard. It's a line drive, but I mean, at Hauser Stadium, that's across the street, and there's no 2 ways about that. So yes, the bottom of the order was there for you today. And the thing is, it's so hard to instantly break down a game like this because Fullerton's a really good team. And so if you see somebody do something a little bit out of the ordinary, like Drew Parrish, I thought had great command for most of the start. He was a little rocky the first couple innings, but then all of a sudden he found that rhythm that we've seen from him since the start against Notre Dame in the ACC tournament. You look at his line, 5 2/3 innings, he gives up 4 runs on 4 hits in those 5 2/3. But I feel like he pitched better.
I thought he pitched well.
His line would suggest
he made a
that
mistake.
He did.
You got a little unlucky. You made a mistake. The home run to left center from Richards was pretty well hammered.
That actually got into the bleachers above the bullpen. Yeah.
There was no mistake on that one. He hit the hell out of that. And as soon as he did, I thought, well, all right, that's gone. That's unfortunate. It's all flipped on us again. Now let's see what kind of heart they have. I think we end this broadcast, in this lengthened segment where we're able to talk about a game that just ended and Florida State wins it in a similar vein to the way we started it. We asked, how would they come out? Would they be, I guess, subject to the lingering effects of a hell of a gut punch in that loss to LSU? Because that was a tough one to take. And I think that they probably feel like right about now they should be 2-0 in the College World Series. But that's a victim mentality in a way. You kind of can't do that, especially when you're the one who does commit 3 errors in one play and the other team doesn't commit an error. So you can flip it right around and say, no, maybe you don't deserve any better than 1-1, all right? But you got to come out and play, and I give Mike Martin a lot of credit because he said in the postgame they'll be battlers the way they have been all year long. They won't feel sorry for themselves. They'll come out and be ready to play. It's the College World Series. They're baseball players. The good thing about the game is frequently allows you to play, again, very quickly, and you have to have the ability to block out some really tough ways to lose. It happens over the course of a long season. You'll lose any number of games that you thought we had that one won. See 10-2 lead against Virginia Tech blown. I mean, these things happen, and you got to find a way. Now, on that day, they didn't come back. They got beat 17-0. And we started to question whether this team had the chutzpah and the heart to bounce back from a tough season start, or really, we were more than halfway through the season and they were still struggling. But they have shown they have that. They do have some what for, because they overcame injuries and they overcame a lot of things this year to put themselves in a position to win the ACC tournament. They battled through the losers bracket in the postseason to get out to Omaha. And now they lose a game, their first game, in heartbreaking fashion to LSU. And what do? They come back and win another game. So you got to give this team a lot of credit. At times, they are not eminently likable. They do things that really frustrate the hell out of you. But then they turn around and endear themselves to you with their fight, with their grit. And they're really a mixed bag. They're a weird team. But they're a weird team that today is still alive, still playing. And as long as you're still playing, you give yourself a real opportunity. They're going to play Wednesday now. And, we wouldn't count them out. It's one game. You just got to keep doing what we were talking about earlier. You just got to keep thinking about the one game in front of you, not really worried about what happens. Now, obviously, at 7 o'clock tonight, Oregon State and LSU will play, and we'll play the loser of that game. And so somebody will be up against it just like we are in that next game. So you deal with that pressure, and then you come back. And I'm proud of the Florida State team. They don't need me to be, but I feel like that was a hell of a thing to overcome after that LSU loss. We'll come back and wrap it up here momentarily.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
You put your mower through a lot. All that back and forth can add up to thousands of miles. That's like mowing cross country. Gravely commercial mowers are built for all-day performance, helping you get the job done mile after mile. Gravely, built to mow the distance.
Get your Gravely motor only at TNT Supercenter, your one-stop shop for work or play. 14585 Highway 19 South, Thomasville, Georgia. TNTSupercenter.com.
I'm talking tough, like a state of mind. Tough, like a soldier on the front line. Tough when it gets rough, like my Ford truck. Always enough. I'm talking tough.
Franklin Spring Creek Ford, the place to find your next truck in southern Georgia.
I'm talking tough.
Hey y'all, we're Chris and Preston from Low Cash. Head to Franklin Spring Creek Ford and see them about all of your vehicle needs.
Save energy while you try to keep out of the summer heat. First thing, get your air conditioner checked out and change your air filters. You'll be pleasantly surprised at how much energy and money you can save. Going away from home on vacation? Why not purchase a programmable thermostat to regulate your air conditioner while you're not at home? Talk about an investment that'll pay energy savings dividends. Make an appointment right away for a free energy audit from the City of Tallahassee Utilities. You never know how much energy you can save until you do it. The City of Tallahassee is offering insulation grants. Why not apply for one? Did you know that the City of Tallahassee offers loans to help with the purchase of solar water heaters? Visit talgov.com/YOU for information on loans and rebates. So stay cool, go green, and save energy all summer long. A message from the City of Tallahassee Utilities, America's #1 public utility.
Hi, Chris Kraft for Kraft Nissan. How do I convey to you just how good the incentives and discounts are on America's fastest growing car company, Nissan? Seriously, please shop Kraft Nissan before you buy. No one has the incentives and low prices we have. Not Toyota, Chevy, Ford, Honda, or Hyundai. $5,800 in savings on Altima SR. Brand new automatic Frontier pickup starting at just $21,800. 0% interest for 72 months on our most popular models. Rebates up to $10,000 and no payments until football season. I'm telling you, in the over 30 years I've been in the car business, I've never seen such incentives and low prices. I've got pages and pages of special interest rates, rebates, and bonus cash. Kraft Nissan even has a factory rebate for any credit score under 625 to help you with your down payment. Here's the deal. Nissan is America's fastest growing car company, and they want to be #1, and they're buying market share. So please, before you buy, check out Kraft Nissan's exciting lineup of new vehicles. That's all I ask. Stop by Kraft Nissan and look. Kraft Nissan on Mahan Drive between Academy Sports and Costco. Price includes dealer preparation charge.
Go check out the brand new and recently remodeled Canal Street Crepe Company on Monroe, formerly known as Crepefine. Locally owned with Cru de Gras and open daily for breakfast at 7 a.m. all the way until 8 p.m., they proudly serve Lucky Goat coffee, along with espresso, cappuccinos, lattes, and more. Why not choose healthy breakfast, lunch, and dinner made just for you? Canal Street Crepe has just added soups, plus grab-and-go mason jar salads, along with a full line of Zapp's chips. Catering is available. Canal Street Crepe Company, 1304 North Monroe Street, or call them at 222-0378.
Ah, the perfect lunch spot. A nearly impossible find. Thankfully for Tallahassee, we have Metro Deli. A downtown gem for over 15 years, Metro Deli is locally owned and features the best deli meats, cheeses, breads, and ingredients in the city. Enjoy daily specials and soups, salads, and wraps. There's something for everyone. Metro Deli offers online ordering for pickup or delivery and will cater your office breakfast or lunch too. Tallahassee's perfect lunch spot is Metro Deli. MetroDeliTally.com. That's MetroDeliTally.com.
You're locked in with the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
You know, I think sometimes we get obviously locked into our team, hyper-focused on our team's strengths and weaknesses, and it's hard to imagine somebody else's plight in the College World Series. And that's especially true for us as Florida State fans in the sense that, obviously, the Noles have been out there 496 times without winning the College World Series. That's just amazing to think about. Anyhow, having said that, because that mentality that are we ever going to have something go right for us, or what's it going to take to win out there, and can you believe we get out there and what happened the other night against LSU is what happens. Cal State Fullerton, which is a team that has won championships, is a team that out in Omaha has had huge success. You look at their overall winning percentage, and for a program of that, it's not a huge program. I mean, they're very big in the world of college baseball, but you just look at the size of the school, et cetera. They've lost 9 straight games in Omaha now.
That's brutal.
Think about that. 9 straight suckets for Cal State Fullerton.
Man, I really wish I had the Zach and Jack clip.
I mean, man.
So that's 8, four Qs.
Yes. Yeah, they might as well just save everybody's time and stay the hell on home.
Just bring the big
not
green
winning
egg with them on
nothing
the road.
out there. That crazy fan of theirs screaming his lungs out for nothing constantly.
That dude looked intense.
Yeah. I was going to make an inappropriate joke, but anyhow, the point is he and the rest of the Cal State Fullerton faithful, while being able to fall back on championships without question, that has not guaranteed them any success in recent memory. In fact, 0, because they go out there and lose 2 and take it on to the house.
How'd you feel in the moments right after Cal State Fullerton takes a 4-3 lead? Did you think we were coming back?
I did. I felt like it was flukish. We were trailing again. I was very angry. I thought, man, that's just an unlucky non-catch and a homer, and you think, golly. But I didn't see Cal State Fullerton's pitching really kind of shutting this down. I felt like Cal State Fullerton, from a pitching standpoint, I looked at those numbers that we talked about coming into the game, but I guess in reading what you could about them and their fans talking about this team, I think they trusted a guy. I feel like Siebold, behind him, they didn't feel like they could trust a lot of guys. And so, you go and you read some of the stuff. I try to read other people's thought in diehard fan bases. If you don't get to see a team, you go read what they say about a matchup because, you can only trust it so much. But you try to get a feel for what they were thinking. And I don't think they trusted their arms to hold up. Really, throughout the postseason, they did, but just not out here. And we work pitchers, man. We really do. You got to throw strikes to beat us.
I think the funny thing about today's game, though, is, you see a 6-4 score across, and really it was a slow bleed for the most part for both teams early in this game.
No big
both
innings,
teams
really.
had bases loaded, nobody out, only come away with 1 run apiece. That's how Fullerton ties the game at 1, and then we take a 2-1 lead going through the same circumstance. And then, even when we load the bases with nobody out, and that's due in part to the Busby double and then an intentional walk, it's a couple of walks and an infield single. So, I mean, really, you look outside of the home run that the kid hits, Timmy, whatever his name is, this is all kind of one at a time, 1 run at a time, and then hold and hold and hold we did.
Yeah.
So thankfully, with a tying run to the dish in the 9th, Carlton was able to get a backwards K for once the other team is caught looking to end the game.
Yeah, the home run was by Richards, and he homered to left.
Timmy, nice swing, Timmy.
Way to go, Chief. He hit that a mile, and that's what led to us being down 4-3. We come right back after that inning, which featured 3 runs and 3 hits, and Florida State bounces back, as you well know, with a lot of walks, including one of them intentional to Jackson Luke. But Neaporte works a walk, and Raleigh gets a walk as well.
Swinging the bat well, too, Callis.
And so, God, you feel like he's squared a few up that just haven't really gone anywhere. But, he is. He's swinging it well right now. All right, so that was our brief wrap-up. We'll be back with you tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Of course, Wednesday, the Noles play again. We'll be figuring out the schedule there because it looks like we'll be on the whole time, and then we'll take it all on over to the Corner Pocket Bar and Grill for a little watch party.
Sir.
Good times. Good work out of you. Good work, Matthew. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll talk again tomorrow.